Unit 3, How to be successful in a market economy. Lesson 1, Making choices about saving and investing. When people choose to retain some of their income after paying for consumption and taxes, they are saving. There are many reasons to save. For example, people may save for future expensive purchases, for emergencies, and even to earn interest on certain savings accounts in different financial institutions. People's individual decisions about saving affect the economy as a whole. Deciding to save provides more money to the loanable funds market, making it easier for those who want to invest in growth-producing capital to do so. Saving and investment are two different things. Savings, the unspent income that people place in banks or other financial institutions or use to buy bonds and stocks. Most people do not realize that purchasing bonds or purchasing stocks are considered savings. Investing, on the other hand, is the purchase of capital that is used for production of goods and services. For example, when businesses buy trucks or buildings, they are investing the dollars they obtained through loans from the savers to expand their business. Case in point, savings is usually from the perspective of an individual in the economy, and investing is usually from the perspective of a business in an economy. For the remainder of this, we are going to be looking at this from the perspective of savings, and then we'll finish up looking at investing. People should weigh the expected costs and benefits when they think about saving. A choice to save means giving up the benefit of consuming today in order to gain an increased potential for consumption at a later date. A choice to buy now means giving up the increased potential for buying later, as well as the potential for money saved to grow in value. The price of money is an important consideration. Yes, money has a price. The price of money, if low, means that there is a low return to your savings. If the price of money is high, there is a high return to your savings. Interest rates offered by financial institutions determine the price of money, but also interest rates, due to inflation, determine the price of money as well. We have to consider the real interest rate, which is the rate adjusted for price level changes. Price level changes are inflation. This must be considered. The objective of this lesson is to predict how real interest rates influence savings decisions, to distinguish between saving and investing, to determine how consumer preferences vary with an individual's life circumstances, and how such circumstances influence decisions to save or not to save, to use the rule of 22, and to explain when saving is and is not a good idea. In deciding whether to save or to consume, people ought to weigh the expected costs against the expected benefits. It is important to consider real numbers, which are adjusted for price level changes in making such decisions. This is called inflation. For example, currently we can assume that the price of a loaf of bread is $2. If inflation increases over 1 year, the price of that loaf of bread may increase to $3. That means that we need $1 more to purchase the same loaf of bread. We need more money. When prices go up, this is inflation. Usually this is gradual, measured in a percentage. Normal inflation rates may see a 1 to 3% increase over 1 year's time. Anything higher than that, the government steps in, but that's for another lesson. So when prices increase and you need more of those dollars to buy the same item, the purchasing power of that dollar has gone down. It's weaker because when you needed 2 of them, now you need 1 more of them, 3 of them to buy the same loaf of bread. The purchasing power of the dollar has gone down. It is weaker. You need more dollars to purchase the same item. That's inflation. When you're deciding to save or spend, you have to consider inflation rates. In class, we did an activity where you had a pretend friend named Jackie who was considering buying a car for $3,500. But Jackie also had the option to possibly save that money for 1 year. There's a couple things Jackie has to consider. First of all, it's best to map out your choices. Jackie has two. Jackie could decide to spend the money now or to save the money for 1 year. If Jackie decides to spend the money now, that means that she will have lost the $3,500. That's what she has been cost. She's also losing the ability to earn interest by putting that money into some type of savings account. The benefit is she is receiving the car that she wanted. Her second choice is to save the money for 1 year. We have to consider a couple things. First of all, the amount of money that the account that she's saving is giving her 8% interest back. So, to find that, I take the amount that Jackie would be saving, which would be $3,500, which is called our principal, and I have to multiply that by 0.08. 0.08 is 8% considered as a decimal. 3,500 times 0.08 is 280. So if Jackie puts her money into a savings account that earns 8% interest, I will be getting $280 extra. So after a year, Jackie will have $3,780 if she saves it. But Jackie's not done. She has to consider the rate of inflation. Let's say that inflation is going to go up by 5% over 1 year. Well, that means the price of the car is going to go up as well because the buying power of the dollar is going down. So we need to find out what the new price of that car is going to be after inflation. So we'll take the $3,500 and we're going to multiply it by 0.05. 0.05 is 5% in decimal form. 3,500 times 0.05 is $175. I'm going to add the $175 to the original price. The new price of the car is going to be $3,675. So, the new price of the car, $3,675. And by that time, she will have $3,780 in savings. The better choice for Jackie would be to save the money, because when all is said and done, she will have $105 extra money if she uses this money saved to purchase the car. An easy way to remember this, and look at it too to make sure you're on the right path, if the interest rate on the savings account is higher than the rate of inflation, then that is what she wants to choose, because she's going to be earning more money than she's losing due to inflation. Let's look at another example. Let's pretend that Jackie has $5,000 and the choice to purchase a television or save it. Let's look at choice 1 and choice 2. Choice 1, spend the money or save the money. If she spends the money, she's going to lose the $5,000 and the ability to earn interest on a type of savings account in the bank. But the benefit is that she gets the television that she wanted. If she saves the money in an account that gives her 8% interest, which is 0.08, you have to take the $5,000 principal that she would be putting in times 0.08, and 5,000 times 0.08 is $400, which means at the end of a year she will have a total of $5,400 saved. $5,000 of it being her money, $400 coming from the bank in interest. But we have to look at inflation rates. Let's say that there is a drastic increase in inflation, and inflation is supposed to go up by 9%, which is 0.09. Well, I need to take the cost of the television times 0.09. 5,000 times 0.09 is $450. The real cost of the television after a year, when those inflation rates hit, is going to be $4,550. I'm going to need $450 more dollars than I originally would because the dollar has gotten weaker due to raising prices. In this case, Jackie's better option would be to spend now, because even if she puts it away in an account, she's still going to end up losing $50 when she tries to pay for that television a year later. You probably could have seen this for yourself, because the amount that she was going to be earning in interest from her savings account was lower than the inflation rates that were expected to happen. And you can predict the inflation rates, and you can look them up online, and they can tell you what the expected inflation rates are predicted to be a year from whatever time you're looking it up.